Hello, in this video, we're going to look at blood flow to the GI tract. In our previous video, we looked at the pathway blood takes from ascending aorta to muscles in the upper extremities and lower extremities. Feel free to check out my previous video. In this video, we're going to look at the blood flow to the GI tract organs. For background knowledge, all of the organs in the GI tract get blood through abdominal aorta. Abdominal aorta has multiple divisions, which has further divisions, which carries blood to those organs. Let's look at our first example. Our first example is blood from ascending aorta to proximal duodenum, pylorus of the stomach, and head of the pancreas. So we know that our starting point has to be ascending aorta. So let's say we start from ascending aorta. Now ascending aorta becomes aortic arc. Since blood is being provided to the organs in the GI tract, it doesn't go through any of the divisions of the aortic arc. So not the brachiocephalic trunk, not the left common carotid, neither the left subclavian artery. Blood goes through the descending aorta, which is an extension of the ascending and aortic arc, which descends inferiorly. So it takes the thoracic aorta pathway. Thoracic aorta, once it passes the diaphragm, becomes abdominal aorta. Once abdominal aorta enters the GI tract area, it has 4 divisions. The first division is celiac trunk. The second division is superior mesentery. The third division is renal division, which splits into right and left renal arteries. And the last division is inferior mesentery. And then the abdominal aorta goes and splits into left and right common iliac arteries. Since our focus is on proximal duodenum, pylorus of stomach, and head of pancreas, we have to take the first division, which is celiac trunk. Celiac trunk has 3 divisions. The first division is left gastric artery, which carries blood to the esophagus and other areas around that. The second division is splenic artery, which carries blood to the spleen, and the third division is common hepatic artery. Common hepatic artery, as the name suggests, it carries blood to the liver. Now, common hepatic artery splits into gastroduodenal artery. Gastroduodenal artery is the artery of interest, since it carries blood to the pylorus of the stomach, head of the pancreas, and proximal duodenum. And when you think about it, it makes sense because pylorus of the stomach, proximal duodenum, and head of the pancreas all lie in the upper right quadrant. Okay, so let's recap. Blood, first of all, reaches the ascending aorta. From ascending aorta, it goes into the aortic arc. Blood doesn't go through any of the divisions of the aortic arc. It actually goes through the thoracic aorta or the descending aorta inferiorly. Once thoracic aorta, descending aorta passes diaphragm, it becomes the abdominal aorta. Since our interest is pylorus of the stomach, head of the pancreas, proximal duodenum, which is around the liver, we have to take the first division, which is the celiac trunk. From celiac trunk, the first division is, again, left gastric, second is splenic, and the third is common hepatic artery. We have to take the common hepatic artery pathway. From common hepatic artery, since our interest is, again, pylorus of the stomach and proximal duodenum, we have to take the gastroduodenal artery pathway, which is a division of the common hepatic artery. Now let's look at another example. Blood from ascending aorta to left renal artery. First of all, blood reaches the ascending aorta. From ascending aorta, it goes to the aortic arc, just as last time. Now, blood doesn't go through any of the divisions of the aortic arc. It actually goes down, takes the descending aorta or the thoracic aorta and goes inferior. Once it passes the diaphragm, it becomes abdominal aorta. And this wiggly line, let's just say that is the diaphragm. Passes the diaphragm, becomes abdominal aorta. Now, this is, again, the left renal artery. So that is renal region. So in that case, we're not taking the first division as we took last time, which is celiac trunk. Neither we are taking the second division, which is superior mesentery. We're taking the third division, which is renal division. Now, renal division, or renal, splits into 2 arteries. One is going towards the left kidney and one is going towards the right kidney. The one that goes towards the left kidney is left renal artery, and the one that goes towards the right kidney is right renal artery. And since our interest is left renal kidney, not artery, since our interest is left renal kidney, the artery that takes blood to the left renal kidney would be left renal artery. Now let's recap. So blood first of all reaches the ascending aorta, then it passes through the aortic arc, doesn't go through any of the divisions of the aortic arc, just goes through the descending aorta or thoracic aorta, which is the extension of the ascending aorta and aortic arc. It goes inferior, passes the diaphragm, which is this wiggly line, and becomes abdominal aorta. Abdominal aorta doesn't go through the celiac trunk division, neither the superior mesentery, neither the inferior mesentery, which is the last division. It goes through the third division, which is renal division, since our interest is left renal kidney. And since it is left renal kidney, or left kidney, it goes through the left renal artery. Left renal kidney and left kidney are the same thing. Make sure to check out my previous videos on heart anatomy, blood flow through the heart, and also blood flow to different parts of the body, that is upper extremities and lower extremities. This is the second segment of blood flow to different parts of the body, which is GI tract. Thank you for watching.